Hi guys, this is your little mini class workout that you can do at home, and we're going to start from a recline position. So just lying comfortably, stretch down into the legs, let your shoulders relax away from your ears, hands are just going to rest on the belly, and we're just going to close our eyes for a few moments and just spend a little bit of time just focusing on your breathing and how you physically feel. So start to feel that as you breathe in, you're allowing your belly to rise, you're filling your lungs comfortably, pausing just for a moment, and then as you breathe out, you're trying to feel that you're emptying the lungs and allowing the belly to relax back in. And just take a few moments just lying, being aware of how you physically feel, whether you're feeling hot, cold, tired, if you've got any aches or pains, if you feel balanced across your hips, your shoulders, and just visualising that you're starting to lift your oxygen levels, you're charging up your energy levels. And we'll just take a few more good, big, steady breaths through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels comfortable. Okay, now on your next breath, take a good breath, bring the arms out to the side. And as you exhale, you're just going to stretch through the whole body. Relax your arms back down, open your eyes gently, walk your feet towards you, planting the feet on the ground, start to roll through the hips and pelvis. So we're just working into the lower back, starting to release around the hips. Starting to just feel that your glute muscles are working, so squeezing and relaxing them, drawing up through the pelvic floor. And we're going to make these movements a little bit bigger now, so you're starting to just lift a little bit more of the spine off the ground, so gradually peeling further and further up. Hands can be either belly alongside the hips, whatever feels comfortable at this point. Your neck and your shoulders should stay quite relaxed. Okay, now hold it at the top, tilt the pelvis slightly back and under, feeling the stretch into the front of the hips, press down into the feet, hold it and breathe. If you need to go a little bit deeper, tuck the shoulders, clasp, press down into the arms. You can even tuck the toes, lift up, coming up onto tiptoe. Just make sure that your neck and your throat are comfortable, that you're not squashing the back of the head. 2 or 3 really good breaths. As you're ready to come out, release your arms, untuck the shoulders, roll from the neck down through each vertebrae. When your lower back hits the ground, then you can give the legs a hug. And just do a few little circles, massage into the lower back. Drop the feet to the ground. Now have the feet together, coming to cobra's pose. So we're just allowing the inner thighs to open, letting the legs get quite heavy. You can push down, you can press out if that gives you a slightly deeper stretch. But just, again, hold it and breathe. Feeling that every time you breathe out, your legs are getting heavier. So you're not trying to push down, because that will just add to the tension. You're trying to feel them just go heavy and floppy. Okay, bring the knees back together. Now keep the knees and the feet touching, a little bit closer to you. Back is going to stay flat to the ground. We're going to open our arms, shoulders are relaxing. Let both legs roll from left to right. And just keep it gently moving. So they're going as far as you can comfortably let them drop. If possible, you're keeping the knees together, you're keeping the feet together. Okay, now come back to centre, step the feet apart, reach the hands up to the ceiling, clasp, keep the hands flat, keep the wrists and the elbows straight, really important, you don't want them to be moving around, you want to keep them locked out straight. And all we're going to do is just roll across the shoulders, just checking that your lower body is staying still. We don't want to be doing this with the legs, we want to keep the lower body still, so we're just moving into that mid upper back, taking the head with the movement, so you're just rolling across the back of the head. Okay, and then come back in, draw the legs in towards you, extending up, just looking at the feet, let your ankles go quite floppy. Now give your toes a bit of a wiggle first, just relax through the feet, the toes, start to work on your ankles. So we're going to circle. Big movements, making the movement as big as you comfortably can, working in both directions. Okay, folding the feet forwards and back. Even waving the feet from left to right. And then just let the feet drop back to the ground. Okay, from here we're going to come slowly up to a seated position. So you can either just move onto your side and from there use your arms, push yourself up, or you can just cross your shins, rock, come into a comfortable cross-leg position. Let your legs just drop out and down. Now just start working through the shoulders, so circle the shoulders up and around. Go back one shoulder at a time. Okay, come forwards. Okay, dropping the arms, just flex and extend through the elbows. And if you're a little bit stiff in the shoulders or in any of the joints, then just keep the mobility movements going for a bit longer. Okay, work on hands, wrists, even fingers, wake everything up, loosen everything out. Okay, hands onto shoulders, just circle the elbows. Letting your arms just drop, let your shoulders relax away from the head. Now I'm just going to go through on neck mobility, so again keep this going as long as you need to if your neck feels particularly tense or if you've been sat down in front of a computer all day. Start from neutral, cheekbones over collarbones, flex and extend. And then from centre we're going to rotate side to side, trying to keep the jaw level. It's quite difficult, but just try not to let it tilt too much to one side. And then we're just going to lean left and right. Okay, drop back down and just sweep. Chin across the chest from shoulder to shoulder. Okay, finally back to centre, nose to armpit, hold the stretch. Changing sides. Right, move into a box position. Hands and knees. We're going to quickly whiz through our cat and dog. Again, if you need to keep going a little bit longer with any of these movements, then feel free to just pause the video, take a bit more time. But we're just going to round and then release. Keeping the shoulders above the hands, hips roughly above the knees. Okay, this time we're going to sit back into child pose, so hips go back to heels. Move the knees a little bit wider. Take it as wide as you want. If you want to include it in a thigh stretch, then go quite wide. Reach forwards, rest the head. Let the hips drop back. If that's not comfortable, you can be a little bit close together. If you can't rest the head on the floor, rather than hold it here, remember to just use your hands to bring the floor up to you, or use a cushion or a blanket. But we want to feel that the back of the neck can relax, that we're sinking the hips back to the heels. Okay, and then come back into your box. Now we're going to come through a little bit of just rotation work now. So hands start under shoulders, knees under hips. Keep the back flat, so we don't want to feel that we're rounding, but we don't want to feel that we're kind of letting it drop down. We want to feel that we're just holding, just engaging. Open out to the side, keep the shoulder fixed in position. Rotate around, feet through. Dropping onto the shoulder. Using the right hand, almost as if you're doing a little push-up. Now you might be able to get to here, here, you might be able to get all the way down, go as far as you're comfortable. Okay, on your next one, just hold it there for a few moments. So try to feel that you're relaxing the shoulder. You're trying to close the gap between the shoulder and the opposite knee. Hips stay lifted. Using the other arm just to support you. Try and let yourself relax into the floor, get heavy. And again, if you need to hold it a little bit longer, stay down. Hold it until you feel that you've already released any tension there. So we're going to come up, changing sides. So back into your neutral, we open, rotate, we come down. And then this time stay down, relaxing into it. Okay, come back up, tuck the toes underneath, just sit back onto the heels for a moment. A little bit more work with the shoulders now, so we're just going to take a breath in, reach the arms up. Both shoulders are going to circle forward, so we're just going to, almost like you're doing a front crawl, but we're just going to make the movements bigger and bigger. Now if you can, if you've got the coordination, just to save a little bit of time, you can do the alternating one where you're going back. One hand goes forwards, one hand goes back. Okay, but otherwise we're just going to do a few circles, both arms coming forwards to begin with. Rolling through, so we're rotating the palm down as we come to the ground, up as we come to the ceiling. And then we just reverse, just go back. Okay, shake your arms loose, let them roll back. Little chest expansion. Take a deep breath, bring the hands in towards the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to open by pushing away, overextending through the elbow joint. Get a good stretch there. Now sweep all the way around. As we sweep round, we internally rotate through the shoulder. We clasp behind the body. Okay, we then externally rotate the shoulders, lift the chest up, push down, draw the arms up and away. So we're holding it and opening. There are other variations. You can do this standing, you can take it into a forward fold. If you like, you can drop down. Come onto the forehead. It's quite nice to roll up onto the top of the head, letting the arms come up and over. And then when you're ready to come out, just release the hands, roll back down, stay down for a moment if you've come up onto your head because you are a little bit inverted there. Bring yourself slowly back up to your seated position. And just take a few moments, because obviously any time you've been completely inverted, you have increased the blood to the head. So just take a few moments, take a few little breathers, keep your focus down on the floor before you start to move. Okay, coming into a box. Right foot's going to step forwards to begin with. We're just going to have a little fidget around, just loosen through the hips. Okay, simple lunge then, just opening the hip flexors, so whichever level you go to is entirely up to you. You can come here, just sinking down, that might be enough. You can tuck, roll back. You can come up, try to take hold of the foot. Okay, whichever level you need to get a good stretch, coming right up through here, squeeze the butt, try and tuck the pelvis underneath, and then just hold it and breathe. Hold it as long as you want, the longer the better. Okay, now we're just going to add a twist into this, so we're going to push into this right leg, lift up, keep your shoulders level, hips stay forwards, right arm's going to come inside, we're just going to rotate around to the left, letting that left shoulder relax away from the ears, trying to feel that you're open across the front of the body, tipping the hips forwards, just breathing into it, nice little twist for the spine. If you feel that you can go deeper, you can push here, you can even feed through, grabbing the thigh so you're open a little bit further, using both arms. Okay, now staying on this leg, we're just going to reach the arm up and over, so we're adding a little lateral stretch into it. Coming all the way down the side. Okay, and then change legs. So we have a fidget, we get comfortable. Either come to the inside, you can roll it back, you can come up here, you can just hold it where you are, just breathe into it. Comparing the two sides, remember quite often one side might feel a little bit tighter, you might want to hold on to it a bit longer, or you just might want to go to an easy level. If it feels really uncomfortable, just drop it down. Breathe into it, remember use the breath to let go. Sometimes we kind of clench, we hold the tension there. Try and feel that the breath is allowing you to let it go, it's allowing you to relax. Even closing your eyes can really help, because you'll just be more aware of what you're actually feeling if you close your eyes. Okay, so we're going to lift up, get the balance, arm comes inside, we rotate, you can feed through. Just check that the shoulders are level. We don't want to feel that we're here, trying to keep the body upright. Hold it and breathe. Okay, coming across, a little lateral stretch. Just think about creating as much space all the way down the line from the knee to the fingers. Again, if you need to, you can roll back. Drop down. Coming onto our side then, we're just going to do a little bit of work on inner and outer thighs. So we're going to start just with straight leg lifts. Completely straight on one side, hips stacked, feet on top of each other, hips on top of each other. Left hand, either use it for a bit of balance if your balance isn't great, or you can use it straight up to add a bit more intensity into it. What we're going to do to start with is lift the top leg, push it away from you. So we don't want the hip to come into us, we want to feel that we're lengthening and lifting up. Keep the toes pointing forward, so we want the outside of the leg doing the work. We don't want to feel that we're rotating and just kicking the leg up to the ceiling. So your knee should be pointing straight in front of you. Now if you're comfortable here, obviously this left arm can reach. You can do some little circles, adds a bit more challenge into it, or you can just hold the floor. Next breath, bring the bottom leg up to the top leg. A little bit more balance going on now. Don't worry if your body's trembling around, you know, that's just your body trying to find its balance, so don't panic. Relax, breathe, try not to clench and tighten everything, try and feel quite soft and loose. Hold it and breathe. If you're really strong here, you can do some little scissor walks. Lift up. I'm going to relax down. And just let the legs soften for a moment. Now before we do the other side, we're just going to come onto our tummies and do our back. So roll over. Let yourself just relax for a moment. Now you can just fire up your glutes here if you think they need a waking up. If you've been sat down a lot, give them a quick slap, a quick thump. Tuck the pelvis underneath so we're pushing the pubis bone into the floor. Legs stay heavy, they're just nice and relaxed. 2 levels, easy cobra. You're just going to lift up onto your elbows, drawing the chest up, relaxing the shoulders. A little bit harder, hands come into the ribs and we lift up. Soften the elbows, soften the throat, neutral neck. Hold it and breathe. Try and feel that you're tucking the pelvis underneath, you're lifting the chest away from the belly. You're creating space between the shoulders and the ears. A little bit of softness in the elbows, so we're working through the muscles, we're not just locking out. Okay, and then come down, we'll do the opposite leg, so roll across, get your balance. Top leg is going to lift, push down, either reach, you can do some movement, or you can just hold the floor. When you're comfortable, bottom leg lifts. Hold it and breathe if you can. Little scissors. Just imagine you're walking forwards and back. So we're just making all this area here, see how difficult holding a nice strong core. We're just trying to make all this work to really hold us while we're creating a bit of movement. And then lift. Okay, relax. Draw the legs back in. We're going to finish on our backs, so come over. Let yourself just drop into the floor at this point, so we want to feel really comfortable. Roll the shoulders open. Have the knees and the feet together to start with. Arms are going to drop out to the side. Take a good breath. Let both legs drop over to your left side. Turn the head, look to the right side. Just hold that stretch. Again, try and lengthen, twist. You can roll and reach up a little further with the shoulder if you want to increase the stretch through the chest. But let yourself get heavy. Okay, change in side, so lift, drop across, hold it and breathe. So we're trying to keep our upper body flat and supported on the floor, our lower body is falling away, knees are on top of each other, letting the shoulder open and roll back. Okay, inhale, come back in. Hands drop to the belly. Have a little fidget around, just loosen through your hips, your back, do some little circles with the hips. And you can just finish with your relaxation, so you can either stay here, you can drop into cobblers, or you can just drop the legs down, shake everything loose, rolling out through the shoulders, rock your head, find a comfortable position for the neck. And you can just take as long as you want. We're going to work through all the body, just going through in your own mind. Every time you breathe out, you're trying to relax, you're trying to soften, you're just trying to feel a little bit heavier.